Welcome everyone, this is going to be a two-part mini-series about animation retargeting and using this animation retargeting knowledge to create a simple reload animation or simple reload like this one. Now on the first part of this video, or on the first part of this series, we're going to do the animation, and then on the second video we're going to make this magazine drop, and then the sounds and the other stuff. So let's actually get started. Now before I get started on animation retargeting, let's actually make you understand what is animation retargeting. Now if you ever worked with third-party animation in Unity, you'll see that their given character is actually quite okay with their animation, but as you put those animation on the other characters, you'll see that those animations are actually not quite blending in together. Like as you can see, I have given this pistol handgun locomotion to this dummy character, and the hand position here is not correct. And this is what we're going to fix today with animation retargeting. Now this animation retargeting is going to be happening, we're going to do that by using this animation rigging package that Unity launched quite a while ago. You can download it from Unity's package manager, and it is a preview package, so you'll have to enable preview package to see it. Now on Unity 2019 it is as easy as just ticking this show preview package, and on Unity 2020 it's a bit difficult, so just research a bit around it, you will find it. And with that, let's actually get started. And for the last thing, this character that I have found is from Mixima. It's under this character section, and you can find it by searching dummy, and this is the character that I have used on this video. You could just simply download it, and let's actually get started. Now to set up the we have to set up the character first before we actually do stuff. Now to set up the character, you will have to select the character and then come on its rig, and then from here select the humanoid rig and then hit apply. Now maybe it is on generic by default, just select humanoid and hit apply. Okay, now with that you can actually go ahead and use this character as your, let's say, base character for our today's project. Now I'm going to disable this character. This already has everything, so let's actually disable that and start from scratch. Now this is going to be our character. Let's actually drop him on the scene. Now make sure he is on 000, else when you add animation to him and edit those animation, he will come back to 000 position on his own. So by default make that position 000. Okay, now on here you will see that he has the animator controller, or let's say animator object on it. It takes an animator controller, so let's actually create an animator controller. Just hit create animator controller. Let's call it demo controller. Let's double click to open it up on an animator. Now if you do not have animator on your scene, it will just open up animator, so then just dog it around on the scene. Now on there I'm going to create two animation state. The first one is going to be the idle animation state. It's going to be a idle, and the other one is going to be reload animation state. It's going to be reload. Okay, now let's actually give this some animation. The first one is going to be idle. This is going to be rifle idle, and then it needs to reload. This is going to be a reload. Maybe this one. This is this one. Let's actually delete the other reloads that we have. Awesome. Now I'm going to make a transition from idle to reload, and then I'm going to make a transition back to reload from idle. Now I want this reload transition to happen when we hit this reload trigger. Just come on this parameter and hit the pulse icon and the trigger. The trigger is going to be reload, and once we do so, let's do this. Let's select this let's say transition, no, select this what they are called. It's a transition transition anchor, I don't know, transition arrow. Anyway, once you're here, just hit the exit time on here, and we do not need the exit time. Just come here and give it the reload transition, and on here we just need transition. So when we trigger this reload, it will do this reload, and then it will come back to idle with the simple let's say exit time. Now let's actually dog this animator again, just like before how it was, and then let's select our character and let's give it our demo controller that we just created, this one. And once we do that, if we actually hit play, and if we hit reload here, you will see that he reloads. If we actually add such a weapon on his hand, it will look more cool. So let's actually attach a weapon on his hand. Now before we attach a weapon on his hand, we have to make sure in which bone we're going to attach our character, in which bone we're going to attach the it's a weapon. Now to do that, we can use the animation bone render setup, animation rigging bone render setup. My English is quite bad, and if you do not understand something for my English, just go check the description. I always leave links to scripts and project files, so you can just follow them. Now come on animation rigging, and then just do this bone render setup, and we're going to attach our weapon to this bone. So yep, we can see it now. And then let's actually first drop in our assault rifle or our weapon, right? So I actually have some weapons from, this is called I've got these weapons from this sci-fi weapon arsenal pack from the asset store. Let's just drop this weapon here. Now on here, I'm just going to position it here, and then on our animation, or let's say animation won't be here. Just come on your project panel, come here and add type and animation, and it will have a nice animation tab here, which will show you all the animation that you have on your animation controller. Now on here, you can come here, and on rifle idle you can hit preview, and once you do so, you can see that our character goes to his rifle idle position. Now we can actually make our we have to make him preview and then go back to the project panel or anywhere, so that he locks onto that position. And when he is locked onto that position, let's actually get rid of our bone renderer for a bit, and then we can make this weapon attach to his hand. Just simply position it on his hand. Now this is a bit time consuming, but I hope we can do it easily. Now I'm going to disable light so that I can see his hand more clearly. Okay, the hand's position is okay for now. Now select our character, and then make the bone renderer setup again visible, and then select the bone, and on here just drop your weapon. Awesome. Now let's disable our bone renderer again, we do not need it. Okay, now if you go ahead and hit play now, you will see that your character or let's say your weapon is actually idling with your animation, which is pretty cool. But when you come here, you will see that we have set up our character with this animation quite easily, or this hand easily, manually, but the left hand is not set up. Now on here, we're going to use the animation rigging package, and we're going to do the animation retargeting right here to fix this. So let's actually do it. Now to fix that, you have to select your character and come on animation rigging, and then just to do this rig setup. Awesome. Let's actually enable our bone renderer once again. Now on here, you will see that it has attached a rig builder component on our character, and then there is this rig 1 that he has gave. Now this rig 1 is a character game object with rig weight on it. So let's actually rename this thing. Let's just rename this to rig, because rig 1 seems a bit stupid, so let's just call it rig. Okay, now on here I'm just going to create an empty game object, and I'm going to call it left hand IK. Now we are going to attach a script to it which will control our left hand, so yep, I'm going to rename it to left hand IK. Now on here, just search for 2 bone IK constraint, or just remove anything from you have on search bar, and then come on animation rigging and just attach the 2 bone IK constraint. Now you will see that it takes 3 let's say position or transform, or 3 bones. The first one is it's the root and the mid and the tip. Now for our character, or for our left hand, the root is going to be this bone, and the mid is going to be this bone, and the tip is going to be this bone. So let's actually attach that. And to attach them more easily, you can just simply lock this inspector with this lock icon, and then you can click on here and put the bone, click on here and put the bone, click on here and put these bones on the tip. Now this thing needs a source target object. Under the source object you'll see target. Now we're going to create a target object just right under this left hand bone, so that it always let's say, so that we can move this target easily to align it with our weapon. Now come here and right click and create empty, and select this object and hit F2 to rename this thing. I'm just going to call it target, and with this target created, let's put the target on here. Awesome. Now let's unlock our inspector and let's hit play. Awesome. Now let's come to our scene view and let's get rid of our bone render setup again. We're abusing this bone renderer guy. Okay, now once you're here, just from local come to global, and you will see as you move your characters, or as you move the target position, you will see that you will be able to move your left hand too, which is pretty cool. Right now I'm going to make this left hand align with our weapon so that it feels like he is holding the weapon. So it's a bit time consuming process, but once you do it correctly it will look good. Okay, it's not that time consuming, it feels like it is already done. Okay, I think the target is actually aligned there quite nicely. Now it's glitching a bit. If nothing is going to be perfect, as you give it more time and effort, it will not glitch, and it will be more perfect. Now for now, I'm just going to leave it this way. And now with that target setup, just come here and copy this target position. Just click on this three dot and copy this transform, and then come back, and when you hit play the target's position will be gone, so just give it back the transform values, and as you hit play you will see that your idle animation is fixed. The character is holding the animation, holding the rifle quite nicely. It looks quite bad, so okay, let me take a bit of time and make this thing hold more correctly. Okay guys, welcome back. Now I have made some changes to our target object. Now it does not glitches anymore. Now as you give this target object more time, the more good this hand or this weapon alignment is going to look. So after you actually do that, just come here and click on these three dots, copy the component, and then just paste it. Awesome. Now as you hit play, you will see that your character is aligned perfectly. Now with that done, let's actually start reload, or let's actually fix the reload animation this thing has. Now if you actually hit play and just do reload, you will see that this reload animation is quite buggy. Now let's select our character here, and then let's select the rifle reload. Let's come back to scene, and for the sake of God, let's disable bone renderer. Okay, just click on here and then select the rifle reload, and then as you will do that, you will see that on here he is taking his magazine right here, and then when he right here, yep, right here he puts the magazine back on the gun, but the position here is not quite perfect, but quite messed up. So let's actually fix it. Now to fix it, we're going to use this same target object. Okay, just come onto project, just and then select this target object, and then we're going to rotate around this target object so that it feels like the character is holding this magazine. And I'm going to select a local here, from global to local, and then make the position more perfect so that it feels like he's holding the magazine. It needs a little bit of rotation and a little bit of position, and it looks perfect. Awesome. Maybe it needs a little bit more rotation. Well, anyway, give it as much time as you can. Okay, the more time you give it, the more good it will look. And when you're done with it, just copy the component, and we're going to use keyframe animation to add this reload on our, let's say, on our animation. So let's actually learn how we can edit this animation. Okay, now remember, on this 28th frame we're going to give the keys, we are going to pass this target information. So let's copy this component and let's actually make this this read-only animation editable. Now, to make this read-only animation editable, first let's come to our animator, and then let's just select our reload animation, I guess. And in here you will see that this rifle reload is under this character, and it is only just one entity, so we cannot edit it. Now, to edit it, just to duplicate this object, and it will be back here, just right here. And as you can see, it's our rifle reload animation. It is named rifle reload 3. Just select this rifle reload and put our rifle reload 3 on there, and then if we hit play and come back on our animation and select our character, you will see that all the keys are visible and we can edit them. And let's actually do that. Let's actually select the 28th frame that we have done, and on here let's hit the record button or on animator, and on this target object let's just select it, and let's paste the component values that we have copied. And as you can see, our character's hands are quite, let's say, attached now. We can furthermore edit it right here. Let's go get rid of this one, and let's hit play again. And if you wish to, you can make this target object, or you can change this target object value more here. Just make sure to hit record, and this is actually changing this changes completely to the animation, so that you won't have to do this changes ever again. And this is actually a little bit weird, but we have to do it. Okay, looking good. Now, if I get rid of the let's actually get out of this mess, or let's say the record, and then as you go ahead, you will see that our enemy. Okay, let's say maybe we have done a mistake. Instead of making the keyframe changes on 28, we should have done it on 29, and for that reason this bug is happening. Well, anyway, you can just hit Ctrl Z, and every changes that you do will be gone. And now we can come on our 29th position and then hit this record button, and then we can simply move around this target to make our sorry, hand align with our magazine object that we have here. Now let's for God's sake remove this bone render setup. This bone render is useful, but it's quite not useful at the same time. Now let's actually do it. Now let's make sure we're on 29th frame, and let's now this is just happening for my animation. For your animation, make sure you have done things correctly, else you're going to face consequences like me. Let's go to global. I cannot quite see the hand because of the lightning. Let's come back to local. This global and locals are positions, okay? Okay, looking kind of good. Maybe a little bit of setting up, and it will look good. And this is actually all what we will do in this video. Just set up the animations, and on the next video we're going to do the other stuffs, like other stuff as if the reload sound and the things. Okay, this is almost perfect. Awesome. I think this looks good. Yep. And as we were recording all this thing is already already is, let's say, recorded on the animation or coded into the animation. Let's actually get rid of this, and as you can see, the animation is now being played very nicely. The animation clip is actually fixed, or the reload animation is actually done. Awesome. Now this is all what we're going to do in this video. Now on the next video, we're going to use the reload animation to do some more cool stuff. Like we're going to add the reload sound, and then with this with animation events, we're going to make the magazine drop on the ground, and the magazine is going to have physics on it, so it will make some nice sound, and it will react with other objects with collider. And yep, this is going to be all. Now for now, we have made our character's arm fixed with our we have made our left arm aligned with our character, or let's say aligned with our reload. I don't know. We have our left hand IK aligned with our gun, and we have the reload animation fixed. So yep, this is all. Now let's actually see how the reload looks. It looks quite cool. On the next video, we're going to do the things that I have mentioned, and see you soon.